What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Young But Refrigeration. If y'all tuning in, I hope y'all consider subscribing, like the video, share with your friends, family, or whoever. As y'all can see, it's going to be a different type of video. On today, I want to talk about something, I guess, bring awareness, and I'm not sure if y'all heard about it. But a loved one had sent me this in the morning about 8. It was from Facebook. But anyway, the headline say, or the caption, it said, the man had to have 25 surgeries and most of his hands were amputated, according to his attorney. Say HVAC tech loses fingers in a Kroger explosion. In my suit says he gets millions. Millions. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, guys. So this is the article right here. It is from the Island Packet. If y'all want to go look at it yourselves, you could. But I'm showing y'all. Let me know if y'all already heard about this or didn't hear about it. So it say HVAC tech loses fingers in a Kroger explosion. MI suit says he gets millions. Millions. Now, we do got a lot of Krogers. Well, I got a few Krogers in my area. Let me know if y'all got a few Krogers in y'all area. I don't remember the last time I shopped at a Kroger, to be honest. It's probably been years ago. Anyway, say down here, this is the Kroger right here. I'm assuming that looked like the company that he possibly worked for or who serviced that store. But anyway, say a Michigan man was rewarded over 75 million after he lost his fingers and parts of his hands in an explosion at a Kroger, according to the lawsuit. Michigan man was awarded after a lawsuit and lost part of his hand at a Kroger. Alright, guys, so I'm going to have my computer read all this stuff right here. No, I did not want that. I ain't even dig deep in the story and all that. Anyway, let me right click real quick and what I had to do, read out loud.
Brian Meyerendorf was awarded over $75 million in the lawsuit filed against Kroger. Top videos. McClatchy News reached out to Kroger for comment June 19th but did not immediately hear back. Meyerendorf, a 37-year-old pipefitter journeyman and HVAC technician, was hired to work on refrigeration lines at a Kroger in Bloomfield Hills on February 1, 2022, according to his attorneys. While working, a refrigerant line started spraying liquid, the lawsuit said. Kroger had a ticking time bomb in its store at Bloomfield Township, waiting to blow. Unfortunately, it blew up on Brian and he lost his hands trying to save other people in the store from toxic chemicals being sprayed out in the middle of the day in front of the meat department, his attorney, John Marco, said in a news release. According to the civil complaint, there was no shut-off valve nearby for Meyerendorf to stop the liquid from spraying out. He tried to cap the line, but the pressure...
Alright, guys, sorry I had to pause it real quick. So we basically got a refrigeration tech that had a task to do. He had to work on, I'm assuming a refrigerant line set. I'm not sure if it's on that circuit that blew on him or it was another circuit. But first and foremost, I hope this HVAC tech is good. I hope your hand is getting better. And I hope that 75 mil is treating you very well. I hope you're doing okay. And hey, I'm glad you still here and all that. Y'all, I'm gonna give my opinion on that, but I'll probably just wait. But man, liquid coming out refrigerant line, especially like the liquid line, refrigerant, that thing will freeze your hand up. Ask me how I know, because I had to deal with it before. And that's just me removing hoses off the liquid line at a rack. And just all the back pressure on my hose and all that. That's why you normally just use ball valves on your hose, so you can prevent that. And you can close the ball valve, get rest of that liquid out the line, and safely remove that line that you working on and all that. But I had freon that sprayed on my hand, and my hand like felt stuck. Like, it's no joke and all that. And it does have a little pressure when you're trying to get your hose off. But like I said, that's the back pressure off the hoses that I had. I had ball valves and all that before, but that's like the safest route and all that. And just to make sure the line is bled out before you disconnect the hose and all that, just to be safe and all that. He lost his hands. He did. I would say he wanted to save the people in the area and all that. Knowing me, if I was like fresh new in this trade, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, I don't even think I would even touch the line set, to be honest. I would probably at least try to put something over it, but I wouldn't put no physical body part on the line and stuff. I would just let it blow out and stuff. I heard so many stories of people having blowouts. People I know had blowouts before, and they just let the freon go and stuff. Because what can you do? Especially if you don't actually know where the line's set at and stuff. What can you do? So you got to be very careful and all that. You got to pay attention. I know one story that one of my coworkers, they always reminded me or mentioning. They was out on a job. The service manager was like, make sure you got the pressure off the line before you cut it. Make sure you got the pressure off the line before you cut it. Before you know it, he go and cut a line, and just blowing out. Now, they had a good time laughing at him and stuff, but I bet the stardom on his face and all that was like, man, I just told them not to do nothing, cut the line and not do it. So anyway, that's why you just got to make sure you're working on the right line set and all that, because you just got to be very careful when you're in this trade and all that. You got to be very careful and all that. Like PPE is very important, even though I don't wear PPE, like ear protection, safety glasses, gloves. I do wear gloves time to time, but I do need to start implementing that seriously before something actually could possibly happen and all that. So I am aware of the dangers and all that of this trade, but you just got to pay attention and know what you're doing and all that. I pumped down wrong circuits before. Something simple. Just because I want to check a TSV strainer. I go and open up the valve and liquid just spraying out. And mind you, that's like high pressure liquid coming at you. You can't just put your hand on there and all that. So you got to be very careful. And he put his hand on that line. I don't know. I would have just let it blew out. And then no nearby cutoff valve. Some stores don't have cutoff valves in the cases. Some stores do. I think it's recommended to have a safety valve at the case and all that. But he should just let that freon blue and scream at everyone, get out, get out, get out, get out. But I'm not in his shoes at that moment and stuff. So, he did what he could do to protect the people and all that was in that area. But I don't know. I would have had screamed and all that. Anyway, guys, let's continue this because I was talking.
Pressure was too high and refrigerant was pouring out of the system at too high a volume and his left hand froze to the refrigerant line, the lawsuit said.
The refrigerant was just pouring out at a high volume. Like I said, if you don't have the right circuit off and you go and open up something or cut a line, it's going to be a lot of pressure coming out. It's going to be a lot. Then this was back in 2022. I was 22 years old, and this is probably my first year in the refrigeration trade and all that. Now, I came across blowouts and all that, and we're going to talk about that more in a bit.
Said. Meyerendorf was unable to break his hand free and could barely breathe, the complaint said. He was eventually able to remove it but sustained serious injuries to his hands, according to the lawsuit. At trial, Kroger's defense was to blame Brian for his heroic actions. The verdict sends a clear message to Kroger that Brian's actions should be commended, and that Brian literally gave up his hands in the line of duty at the expense of himself and his family is priceless, Marco said in the release. Meyerendorf had to have 25 surgeries, and most of his hands were amputated, according to his attorney. The lawsuit said Kroger failed to warn Meyerendorf of the dangerous condition that existed and failed to inspect the lines before having him work on them. It also said Kroger failed to install shut-off valves within a reasonable distance. Bloomfield Hills is about a 25-mile drive northwest from Detroit.
So this up in Michigan, of course, 25 miles from Detroit. I've never been to Michigan before, but I do want to go up there just to see how it is and all that, especially Detroit, even though I know it ain't that much. I was gonna say all I know Detroit for is, they car manufacturers and stuff, and other things that they used to have going before it went downhill. But it looked pretty cool. Looked like they trying to rebuild it for what I have seen before, but I ain't, been up on it. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below about this situation right here. I mean, he got 75 million. I mean, he basically put his life on the line for others and all that. That's for one. And then the other argument is not having a valve at a reasonable distance and all that. And what else? And then having to have them 25 surgeries and all that. I mean, that's crazy. But you gotta make sure you turn off the right circuit and stuff. I had people giving me stories about them turning off the wrong circuit and just stuff. You gotta make sure you turn it off. Gotta make sure. If he was assigned to work on a task, I mean, I should have checked, but he said it was blowing out. I would have just let that thing blown out. Let them lose all that freon. It ain't worth it. Don't do it. I'll tell y'all one time, I had a blowout at a Wally World. I came to the store, and I usually go in the stores first to check the cases. And as I was walking away, I heard something say, and I just looked. I said, yeah, that's a freon leak right there. And I continued walking in the store. Came back out. Whole motor room full of freon. And that thing just blowing out. Now me, I was a young tech. But I had common sense. Well, I wouldn't say common. Well, I did have some common sense. How I'm trying to say this. I was trying to be a hero that day. And I think I put myself at risk Because the whole room was full of freon. I went in there, and man, it felt like I was like in a slow motion movie or whatever, trying to locate it. I mean, it was on the liquid line off of the receiver, and good thing they had 2 ball valves on each side, so I closed one side and closed the other, and I was able to let the rest of the pressure, like the bleed off and all that, so it don't be that bad enough. But I went in there, I did it quick. It didn't even take a while, but it just felt slow motion because you got so much freon coming and through your nostrils and all that, and that was a nightmare and stuff. I had to take a break. I had to lay out. I had to be off like a couple of days and all that, just to that, because the freon had my head all messed up and all. So normally most people wouldn't even walk in there. Now I probably wouldn't walk in there. I'll probably just let the thing blow out. Just like the store that we recently had that had a blowout, the manager heard something, and they went in, let that whole thing blow out. That's all you can do and stuff. Just let it blow out, locate the leak, and then fix it. I wouldn't recommend going to a room with freon. I wouldn't. Unless you just randomly just walk into it and you got freon just blowing. I mean, just try to be quick, but if it's like too horrific, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. It's not worth it. And then this part, he tried to cap the line. You try to cap the line while it had pressure on there. No. Anyway, guys, y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. And I'll probably look into this more. This is just, there might be more details and all that, but I don't know. That's all I gotta say. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. I'm just sharing this with y'all because I was sent this from a loved one and all that, and the people who know what I do is they know it's pretty little tedious, a little dangerous, but you just got to be careful. You just got to be safe. You got to be aware. That's why hearing, seeing, and smelling is very important in this trade and stuff. If you don't have the hearing part, don't get in the trade, because what if a whole room just blowing freon and you can't hear it, and then you just pass out or something, or saying would not be able to smell or see. Anyway, guys, this is going to be pretty much it. I hope y'all consider subscribing, like the video, share with your friends, family, or whoever, and let me know y'all opinion down below. I know this is kind of long. I'm just trying to still wrap this around my head and all that. But I hope the tech is doing fine. I'm pretty sure he is doing fine, but I hope your hand is better. But for the guys who watching, don't put your hand directly on freon liquid, especially, because I think it's going to have your hand frozen. I had my hand frozen before, and it will make your hand feel so weird and all that. It will. Like, I had it where it just happened. Don't do it. If you have a blowing leak, just let it blow. Just let it blow. That gas can be replaced. That's why I could see why most stores and all that are going towards CO2. Well, you're still gonna have a major leak and all that, but it's not gonna be bad if it was in the store. This happened inside the store, so I see why they go towards glycol and CO2. CO2, you breathing it in right now, and then glycol, it's not affecting anything. It's much safer than refrigerant. So if he had a line or something like that blow, then that would have been okay. Nobody wouldn't been hurt or anything. He wouldn't even be hurt. But man, I can't wrap my head around this. I just can't, man. I can't wrap my head around it. 25 surgeries though is crazy. 25 surgeries. And Kroger, I mean, I could see their point of view and all that, blaming the tech for not, taking the proper procedures and all that. Because I'm pretty sure if something happened like this, I would have been getting questioned like, hey, did you not turn this off, or you didn't do that? And I don't know, how long have he been in the trade? Was that his first time experience or something like that? Or y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. Anyway, I'll see y'all. Peace. Anyway, guys, like I said, it's going to be it. I appreciate y'all support. I'm going to get with y'all in a bit, sometime. I still got another video I got to talk about. I want to deep dive into a question that somebody had for me. I got many others I got to answer and all that. But if y'all made it this far, I hope y'all consider subscribing, like the video, share with your friends, family, whoever, and let me know y'all thoughts down below. Was it the HVAC fault, or was it the store fault for not having the shutoff valves in place and all that? Because like I said, most stores that I work on and stuff, they usually don't have service valves around, especially the older stores. You have to go literally all the way back to the motor room in order to shut it off. But I know the Wally Worlds, I know they got ball valves in the cases. I know they do. But stores I work on, they are pretty dangerous. And also, I was thinking about the recent video I did. If y'all don't remember, I was working on a condenser, and the condenser is like near the edge of the roof. That's very, very dangerous and all that. And I'm like, man, they need to put some rails. Like most of these stores we work on, they need to have like rails in place and stuff. Like I wish they had built platforms on these rooftops, like a metal grate style. Y'all know, probably about like 4 foot off the from the roof and up, and just have like condensers and all that right there. If y'all don't remember the store that I worked on like a week ago or a few days ago, if y'all don't remember, I replaced the dual pressure switch that was leaking. Remember I had a medium temp case at high temp and all that, and I had to add freon to the rack. I like that setup. The condenser's right there, and then you got like a whole platform to work on and all that. You're not worried about falling over or anything, and then they have the rails and all that. These older stores, they should start implementing that, but that's just how it is and all that. So you got to be very careful in this trade and all that. You got to be very careful in this trade. It is no joke. But thank God, the man above, I've been able to stay safe and all that. Even though y'all pointed things out in my video, like with earmuffs, not having like safety glasses. I have in my van. I probably need to wear them and stuff. Gloves, me having my ring on, I got to get a rubber ring. I got to get that. That's what I need to do. Get a rubber ring, cause I just don't want nothing to happen to me and stuff. But thank God I have been safe, and he been covering me and all that. So that's all to it, guys. I mean, every job that we have is dangerous. Don't put yourself in a position. Don't put yourself in a position for most of these jobs and stuff, because sometimes it might not work out the way this did. I'm surprised. And I seen that Kroger was closing a few stores down too, but I'm not sure if that's like the reason. But I seen it was closing a few stores down, but they plan on building new stores. That's what I meant to show y'all, because I seen it earlier, but I seen it was closing some couple of Krogers down, And I wonder if it's that, because after seeing that article, I started seeing that. So I'm not sure if those correlating, but let me know if y'all work at Kroger and all that. Let me know what they did they change anything? Having shut off valves at the case and stuff. Y'all let me know. But like I said, what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something, but like I said, good thing the HVAC tech's still alive. I know that was a horrendous moment. Like I said, I got to be in his shoes, but I know that was a horrendous moment. Just imagine having your hand on that line for so long, trying to get everybody out the way, and then your hand frozen over, and then you barely can breathe. Oof. I know it's got to be a nightmare. That remind me of one store that was right down the road, like 30 minutes down the road from me. It remind me of that store. Oof. And I came across many leaks, blowouts, and stuff before. But it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, man. Had a freezer right down the road from me. Had a freezer at a Wally. Whole store lost the freon. The coil had blown up. Fan blade had hit it so hard. But they replaced that freezer and stuff. They replaced that evaporator. So thank God they did that, because them freezers was a hot mess. And what I like about these Wally Worlds and stuff, I mean, they be upgrading stuff when they need to, but sometimes they don't, but they do. And then these other stores, they like just like trying to hold on by the thread and stuff. But if something happened to a human where they wasn't, safe in that position due to like some refrigeration equipment failure issue that could have been resolved if they replaced or did something about it, they would probably change it. They'd be more careful, more mindful and all, I feel like. Anyway, I think I'm just rambling, man. I'm just so stuck on this topic, and I'm going to be thinking about it a little bit. But if y'all like this video, man, let me know down below. I see y'all, man. I just hope y'all be safe, man. Y'all be safe out there. I appreciate y'all. Be safe out there. I'm going to be safe. Y'all be safe. And, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. See y'all.